Using AI, specifically ChatGPT, for creating macro Excels is a very productive way to lever automations and make yourself more productive and more accurate. I decided to make this video after a streak of uploading a few videos about new GitHub repositories and exciting open source projects that promise a lot of innovation, but still most of them kind of under deliver. The idea is amazing, it's very exciting, but there are not too many use cases. While this specific video using ChatGPT to generate Excel macros is way more practical, in my opinion at least, because I've been using this very often. I just recently created an automation using Microsoft Power Automate that basically prospects people on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. It's an automation of social selling, and I was stuck in a validation process of the leads because what I did, I scraped their bios, and unfortunately, because I didn't have validation phase, I sent automated DMs to people that were not my specific prospects. And I didn't know how to solve this. I tried many different angles until I came up with the idea of scraping all the leads to an Excel spreadsheet and then creating a macro that sorts the leads and basically filters them based on attributes. So their location, which is written in the platform, and what they are doing. And after running the macro, I got the data, whether the lead is a qualified lead. It's kind of like a lead scoring system. And I only sent the DMs to qualified leads. So this is just a use case. I've been using Excel macros very often if you just need to clean up email lists, if you need to sort, stylize, whatever you want, you can basically use ChatGPT and the macros. Today I want to show you a very quick example. I mean, it's so simple, but still I'm assuming that many people overlook this because you don't know what you don't know, and you don't know the abilities of Visual Basic, which is the language in which the macros are being written. And once you get exposed to the ability of ChatGPT to generate awesome macros, I hope that you will become more productive and start exploring this field of using Excel macros. We are not going to talk about what Excel macros are. I'm operating under the assumption that you know that Excel macros are just a means of automating things in Excel. You can also record, quote unquote, record actions on Excel and then create a macro that basically repeats what you did. But today, I'm just going to show you a few use cases of using ChatGPT in order to generate macros. I've created an Excel spreadsheet with made up prospects. So we have the name, the first name, the email, the position in the company, the country, the company size, the vertical, it's direct to consumer, B2B, or food and beverages, whether or not their email is validated, did we send an email, did we send a follow-up, did we send a second follow-up, did we get a response, and did we book a sales call. Pretty simple, like a simple spreadsheet that you get from a leads broker or from Apollo or from scraping. And what I want to show you is how you can manipulate this using Excel macros. So let's start out by coming here. I already wrote this example. So I asked ChatGPT to write a macro to do the following. In column H, which is the column of the validated emails, I asked it to paint in green all columns that have a validated email, else paint all columns that don't have yes in red. In column C, which we have the personal emails of the prospects, I wanted it to paint in yellow all the Gmails. And after doing this short stylization, I wanted it to sort out the table based on the content of column F, which is basically the amount of employees in every company. So this was the first iteration. I asked ChatGPT to do this, and it wrote me this piece of code. It also gave me instructions regarding how to do so. So here it covers what it's doing, the Visual Basic Code, the macro, and here it covers what we need to do. So basically, we go to the Visual Basic Editor, we insert the module, and we run the macro. So let me just show you how it looks like. You go to Excel, Developer, Visual Basic. Here you can just create a new module, insert module. You paste this, you save, demo, YouTube. You save this as an Excel macro enabled file. And now we have it over here under developer macros, and we have the stylize and sort macro. As soon as I'm going to hit the run button, it's going to do what we just wanted it to do. So paint in green the yes, paint in red the no, and sort by company size, and paint in yellow all the Gmails. So press the run, and as you can see, it's sorted by company size. This is what we requested, and this is what we requested. This is amazing, very fast, and assume that we had a ton of emails here, let's say 10,000 emails. It's going to save us a lot of time. Now let's move on to another thing that we would like to do. Let's ask it to create maybe create another sheet which contains only prospects from France. So we're going to copy this because, no, let's look for, let's add another prospect from France. Okay, we will copy this because it's case sensitive. Great. Can you please create another macro? I want to create a new sheet which contains only prospects, meaning those that live in France. Sort by the data about where they live is in column E. Ignore the headers. Let's see what it creates. And I'm just freestyling here, so it might not be, it might not work on the get-go, but I also want you to see the thought process and how I write the prompts. Although it's not as if I'm a prompt genius, but let's see if it works and how it works. So it writes, and I'm using ChatGPT 4 just in case you didn't notice, because it's way more powerful and it's a no-brainer from my perspective. So it guides me exactly what to do. It's going to be the same process. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to come over here, Visual Basic, insert module, paste, save, and now we can go back to Excel and let's select this macro, copy prospect in France, run. It gives me a notification. Prospects in France have been copied to the new sheet. And as you can see over here, it copied all the prospects. And now I didn't request it to copy the header, so I had to be more precise with regards to what I want. And also the fact that I want all columns. I want to copy all the columns, not only until column E. So let's remove this. Ask it again. Please make sure to copy the header row on the original sheet, and also make sure to copy all existing columns in each relevant. Okay, let's see what it does now. It already, obviously, it updates the name of the function, the name of the macro, based on naming convention, which is great. Okay, let's see. Back here, saved, macros, run. There you go. Okay, we got it. Name, first name, email, position, validated, yes or no. Okay, now what we want to do, let's see. Let's say that we would like to find only direct-to-consumer companies. So it's going to be pretty much similar. Let's ask it to bring us only direct-to-consumer companies that have under 32 employees, under 43 employees. Just to nail this concept, can you? No. Similar table definition. Must be direct-to-consumer companies. Look for DTC in the column. Let's see the column G. And the company size, column F, has to be below 40. And excuse me for my spelling mistakes, it doesn't matter. It's going to do another one. And then we are going to move on to something a bit more complex. And again, what I'm saying is, this is very beneficial if you are doing things at very big scale. Obviously, now when the table is so small, it would take me a few minutes to do like the sorting and filtering on my own. But this is more for scale, and also it is reusable. So once you create these macros, you can also keep on using them on other files. And this is where it really shines. So you don't have to keep on repeating the same process. So let's say you get a bunch of leads, 10,000 leads, and every time you want to sort them in the same way and filter them in the same way, you just create this macro once, and then whenever you get a leads list from your broker or from Apollo, you can do the similar manipulation with a click of a button. So let's copy this, see if it works. It never, I wouldn't say it never works, but it most often doesn't work on the first time. You always need to do some adjustments, but not a biggie. Okay, it did work nicely. You see, it took only direct-to-consumer brands, companies under 40. Now imagine that you get this lead list, which is huge, and you have these macros, and you're just starting to sort and segment the different prospects based, using this macro. This would be very powerful, and it's going to save you a ton of time. Now let's see. Can you now fetch metadata from websites of the prospects? Let's see what it response. I think it can do so, because what I'm thinking about already is the personalization, personalizing first line. It doesn't let me do so, so we can do something else. Let's see if it allows me to do a screenshot. Excel itself does have this ability, and Selenium. Okay, we will skip this. In this case, what we can do is we can just, I mean, it's going to write us how to do so exactly, but I want to stick to the Visual Basic. So basically what I would have done in this case, what I wanted to do is starting to do like prospecting. We have the name and the URL of the company. We can go to their website, take a screenshot, and save it into a folder. And then we can use it if we want to send personalized outreach. We can use it as some sort of an attachment, assuming that we are not using a free tool for this. But never mind, we can do this with Power Automate. I'm not sure if this would be of interest to you guys, so I would move on now. And if you have any questions regarding how to do this in Microsoft Power Automate, it's pretty straightforward. Screenshot, Power Automate. By the way, if you don't know what is Power Automate, I think it's the most powerful tool out there. It's a no-code tool. It does require some technical understanding, but it's very easy to grasp, and it's very, very powerful. I do most of my automations with Power Automate. Let's see, screen, take screenshot. Okay, so you can do something like this. All screens, save them to a file, image file. Let's say F, file name, image demo. Okay, so what I would do here basically is I would, let's say we add URLs. Let's say this guy works in Ecom X Factor, which is my website, and this guy works at let's say www Neil Patel shopify.com. I just want to show you, because I already started, so I want to finish and give you like a good tutorial. So let me show you how I would do this, and maybe also pique your curiosity regarding using Microsoft Power Automate. Let's save this in F, demo, Microsoft enabled. Okay, this is actually a good thing, because I wanted to create a tutorial about Microsoft Power Automate, and this is a great opportunity. So Microsoft Power Automate, I won't get into details. If you would like me to create like a tutorial about Microsoft Power Automate, I'm happy to do so. I thought of doing it. But for now, let's just launch an Excel. We state over here which Excel we want to launch. So F equal time. F, I'm speaking Hebrew because this is so automatically, so I'm already speaking Hebrew instead of remembering that I'm supposed to speak in English. Okay, so we are going to launch an Excel. We are going to loop. Start from, we are going to loop on all the rows in this column. because we are going to take the URL and we are going to open it and take a screenshot. So start from 1, loop index, now read Excel. The value of a single cell, start column is n, start row is loop index, Excel data is URL to open. So basically what we're doing here, we're telling Microsoft Power Automate, open the Excel, start a loop on these 2 rows because these are the only rows that I added. This, let's do a few more. You know what? Shopify, WordPress.com, www.ynSCOIL, which is an Israeli news website, and this should be enough. So we are reading from the Excel. We are saving the URL to this variable URL to open. Now we are going to open a Chrome browser with this URL. So launch new instance. Initial URL is going to be URL to open. The screen is going to be maximized, and we are going to take a screenshot, and the screenshot is going to be image demo and loop index. So because we want to make a distinction between each image. Now let's see if it works. I'm just improvising this, no tests before, no planning, no nothing, but let's give it a go. So I'm going to hit the play button, the run button, and let's see. So it's supposed to launch the Excel, read the value, open the Chrome in the specific URL, and then take a screenshot, and we should have all screenshots in f time. In f, in the f directory. Time is in Hebrew, is comma in Hebrew, is column in Hebrew. Okay, launch Excel. Let's see. Okay, Excel was launched. Now it is going to open the URL. So this isn't right because that was the URL of the first row, which is the header. Now it is opening Ecom X Factor. It is taking a screenshot of my website. It takes a while. It probably took the screenshot. It might have taken the screenshot already without waiting for the website to appear. But this is something that we need to change in the settings. Now let's see if it moves forward. Okay, it's supposed to have done all of them. Let's see. We are in F, image demo 1. Let's open this in I want to open it in maybe Google Chrome. Okay, so yeah. So it did take a screenshot, but it took a screenshot of the websites before loading. This was fine. Now let's make slight corrections. So we are going to start from 2 until 5, and we are going to wait. Here in the advanced, we can wait for the page to load. Okay, this is already figured out. And only afterwards it's going to take the screenshot. Okay, let's run this again. So we made a few corrections. And now I also want to update the name of the file. So we'll see a distinction. So image demo v2. Let's save this as a JPEG. Okay. Closing the Excel. Closing the Chrome. And now let's run this again. So it's going to open the Excel, open each one of the URLs, take a screenshot, and go back. And obviously, this wasn't the intention of the video. Actually, I wanted to show you how I use macros, but I already got involved in this screenshotting, so I want to conclude this tutorial and give you as much value as possible, and I actually even enjoy this, so I don't mind. It's now opening the Shopify URL, taking a screenshot, WordPress URL, taking a screenshot, and Ynet URL, taking a screenshot. This should be the end of the flow. Let's take a look. It has finished. I'm still waiting for the page to load. But never mind, we can move on to the directory and see if this is done. Yes, so image demo 2, this is my website. Image demo 3, this is should be the Shopify website. Yes. And this is the WordPress website. Okay, cool. So we have the screenshots, which we also saved, and now we can move on and do like a personalization based on the metadata. Should I do this or not? Should I do this or not? Let me think about this. And it threw an error because it couldn't, because I started changing stuff in the browser while it was still trying to take the image, but never mind, this is not the goal and the propose. But let's do another iteration, and in this iteration let's also add data from the website. So get data. I'm not sure if I should do this or not because it's going to take a while, but let's just give it a, you know what, let's do this. An example. So let's say we want to take the header. We come here. This is a different automation that I'm running. Let me close this. That was an automation that I'm running daily: Facebook prospecting, Instagram prospecting, and Twitter prospecting. And this is another automation, kind of similar, using proxies, rotating proxies. I can discuss this at a different time. Let's see, we wanted to scrape the headline of the website. So we are coming here. There is a complete mess. I'm kind of thinking whether or not I should delete this from the video or leave this, or delete this complete video. Let me keep on going, and worst case, if you guys don't enjoy it, you just let me know. Okay, now we have a bit more, everything is a bit more well organized. And this is how I usually work. It's never clean or well organized. It's always pretty messy, but this is part of the work process. Life is sometimes hectic, so we just do hectic stuff. Okay, so let's remove this loop because I just want to show you an example on my specific website. So we launch the URL. Let's say we launch my URL. Never mind the loop for now. We can remove this. And now we want to get the details of our web page. Data, and we can extract data from a specific component in the website. You see this window has been opened. Now over here, when I'm on my website, I can just select what data I want to pull. So let's say I want to pull the heading. And this is the most powerful scraping, almost the most powerful scraping tool that I know. I want to take the text here. I want to take perhaps this link and perhaps this link, and then this info, this whole div. I'm not sure if it will give me how is the website structured. Then we hit the finish button. We can decide whether or not we want to store data in a variable or in Excel spreadsheet. Let's say Excel spreadsheet. Let's remove the screenshot for a second, and we can remove this. This is already like a web scraping example. It's not so related, but if we combine everything that we did today, like cleaning the list, where's the macros, then going to the websites, taking a screenshot, which some people like doing, some people think it's an overkill, but I'm just showing you the possibilities, and then with a creative mindset you can come up with cool ideas. So sometimes I took screenshots of audits that I was running on websites of prospects, or screenshots from SimilarWeb, or screenshots from Google search engine results page, stuff like this. So this is another aspect. And the third aspect is actually scraping the prospect's website, and we can kind of enrich the data with this method. So let's just run this automation. It's going to launch my website again, extract the data, hopefully, and then store it in an Excel file. It's going to open an Excel in a moment. Yes, we have the new Excel. We have the headline, book a strategy call, the URLs, and the whole paragraph. Our team is led by Aaron Bean. This is the HTML, which is fine because we didn't really try to find the specific text, but obviously this is easy to clean up, and it's also very easy to define, to Power Automate exactly what we would like to achieve and scrape. I think that would be it for today. I know this tutorial was a bit more messy. I had no really intention or idea in mind regarding what I want to show you today. I just wanted to show you how we can use tools that are already available, such as Excel macros, and Microsoft Power Automate Desktop, which is a free tool by Microsoft. How we can use these in order to automate a lot of processes that can generate for us, also save us time, and also generate revenue. Although I'm very excited and love the world of agents and automation and using AI, sometimes using this old technology is often overlooked. So I highly recommend that you guys play around with ChatGPT and the macro creations, and also learn more about Microsoft Power Automate Desktop, which is, again, it's completely free. If you would like me to create another tutorial about Microsoft Power Automate Desktop, I would love to do so. I think it's, again, I've said it many times, it's the most powerful tool available, more than any open source library of agents out there. Microsoft Power Automate is hands down the most powerful tool available, and you can see how many automations I've been doing with Microsoft Power Automated. So YouTube automations, engagement on social platforms, classifying prospects, reaching out to be a guest on podcasts, enrichment of Web3 prospects via Etherscan, scraping Shopify, Amazon, stores, whatever. You can basically do whatever you want. I actually started using Microsoft Power Automate about 5 years ago when my wife and I had a dropshipping store, and we were dropshipping at very high scale. And back in the days, there were not too many automations available to streamline the process. So we used to fulfill between 200 to 800 orders per day, and we were just, before we had like a 3PL and suppliers, we were just using AliExpress. So my wife would sit in the lounge every day and copy and paste the customer details, like customer first name, customer last name, customer address, customer zip code, customer country, customer phone. She would copy and paste this every day for like a few hours into AliExpress from our spreadsheet. And then I decided we must automate this, and I got hooked on using Power Automate. And basically we automated almost the whole process until AliExpress introduced captcha solving. So this created an issue, and then we had like a semi-automated solution using Dropified, and later on we moved away and started working with suppliers. But the point is that I started automating approximately 7 years ago, and this was like the first use case, using Power Automate in order to fulfill dropshipping orders, just to save my wife's mental health, because she was basically copy and pasting addresses for like 3 or 4 hours every day. And since then I fell in love with automations, and specifically with this tool, and I can't recommend it enough. That's it, guys, for today. If you have any questions, again, let me know. Please share your honest feedback regarding this video, which again was very messy. And until next time, keep automating.